wrapped up for the Buckeyes yesterday. Perhaps the best news out of day 3 is related to Edric Houston. After injuring his knee on day 1 of camp, he looks to be moving well with a brace on. We're now less than 4 weeks away from the season opener against Texas. The Reds were set to make history yesterday in the much-anticipated MLB Speedway Classic, but Mother Nature had other plans. After a delay of more than 2 hours, the Reds took a quick 1-0 lead before play was suspended in the bottom of the first. That game will continue this afternoon with coverage beginning at 12:55 on ESPN Columbus, 1460 AM, 97.1 HD2. In Cleveland last night, the Guardians eked out a 5-4 victory over the decimated Minnesota Twins. Daniel Schneemann and Jose Ramirez both went yard, while top prospect C.J. Kayfus made his Major League debut and got his first Major League RBI. That series concludes this afternoon with first pitch at 1:40. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
From ONN, this is Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Here are your hosts, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Welcome to On the Money. I am Dave Biddle. I am joined by Scotty Vegas, producer Nate Pooterbaugh at the controls, and tell the people
Adam Tech, hello.
Hello, Adam. Okay.
Good morning, friends.
He's doing some training this morning.
Okay, I was going to say, we have a full house backfield back there.
That's right.
So Adam's in with us, too.
Let's run the wishbone.
Vegas, great to see you. Yeah, there you go. Let's run the veer, the wishbone, the wing tee. Great to see you, Scotty. I'm glad that we decided to go to a Reds game when we did early in the season. We didn't go to the Reds game last night at Bristol Motor Speedway because that was a bleep show of bleep shows. And we're going to get into it. After a 2-hour and 17-minute rain delay, they finally tried to play. They got in all of 4 outs, and now they're going to come back and play with the Reds leading 1-0 in the first inning at 1 o'clock today. They ran out of food and beer. Everybody who went is very mad. Both managers are mad. The Reds manager, Tito Francona's mad. The Braves manager's mad. Everybody's mad. But, hey, I'm not mad. The Reds have a 1-0 lead going into the game today.
Yeah, so the old Speedway Classic. And, look, on paper, cool idea. And I like when sports try to do these creative things, right? And having this at a racetrack where you got nearly 100,000 people in the stands, I think that's cool. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be amazing. And then you have the major flop. And a big reason for that, obviously, is the weather. But it can be, I like that they are going out and they're trying to do things like this. Like, I still remember back when Ohio State basketball was trying to play Marquette on an aircraft carrier.
Oh, yes. It got too wet.
And it was too wet. And you had, I think it was Shaka Smart from Marquette, out on the floor, like wiping down with towels.
That's
and the funny thing about this, and this was like a decade ago, was this was going to be a cool way to start the college basketball season. Ohio State, Marquette, we're going to do it on an aircraft carrier, and it's going to be outside. And so we threw a big watch party for it. And then what did we watch? We watched Shaka Smart and Thad Matta basically have towels wiping down the court, and the game never ended up happening. And look, I think it's a creative idea. I love the idea of trying to make this baseball game happen. As a guy who tries to run events here at the station all the time, I know that things happen, things come up, but man, to run out of food and drinks, that's the number one no-no. We can have a rain delay, we can have weather issues, but we cannot run out of food and drinks.
It'd be one thing if they had a 2-hour plus rain delay, and then they came back to play, then they had another rain delay, and then they played the game, and then by the 7th inning or whatever, they ran out of food and beer.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
How do you run out of food and beer after 2 hours of a rain delay and then a little over 2 hours, and then all of 4 outs? All of 1.1 innings. No, not even 1.1 innings. I mean, they played it was unbelievable. So, and here's the thing. They did set the record for the most fans ever at a Major League Baseball game.
Okay.
But a lot of these people are mad. Like, I was reading the comment section on The Athletic. They did a story on it. And a lot of people are like, I can't come back today because I cannot miss work on Monday. And I live in Ohio, and we made the drive. Here's another thing. There's so many things here. It would also be understandable. It's like, well, the venue's not used to having 85,000 people there. No, the venue is used to having about 115,000 people there. That Bristol Motor Speedway holds a lot more for races than it would have held for this baseball game. So it's like they're used to having over 100,000 people there. And, they ran out of food and beer. People couldn't get hotel rooms unless you went like 100 miles away. They said the parking was a mess coming in. It was just an absolute disaster.
So where are you on the gimmicky different promotions and different game ideas that people come up with? So some are good, some aren't. I love the fact that Ohio State and Northwestern played at Wrigley Field. I think that was a cool idea, having some of these bowl games at Yankee Stadium and things like that.
The
are cool.
Jackets playing at the Horseshoe was awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was knocked out of the park. And then you think about other things, the NFL going to different spots in Europe, going to Mexico City, playing games really early in the morning. So you can have these where it absolutely works. And I think it's creative, and I like it. I remember there was a college basketball one where they had multiple games going on in a football stadium at the same time, and that was kind of cool. So I like the idea of it, the Field of Dreams that they came up with a few years ago where they were playing the games in Iowa
The Reds
at
were
the
in that
actual
one, too.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah, the Reds were
really
in that one,
cool.
too. Yeah.
So I hope that, this doesn't discourage baseball from continuing to do them. It's too bad that this is a flop, but I actually do like when they come up with these gimmicky ideas.
I do too. I think, and you can't, the rain was the rain. It wasn't in the forecast to rain all day. Stuff happens, but I still don't understand how you run out of food and beer, like in that short, quote unquote, short amount of time. So,
and again, taking this to a different idea, a lot of news came out about Michigan potentially taking a game overseas. I believe it's Germany. Is that right, where they're talking about playing?
Because they know a postseason ban's coming. That's how they're I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I think that's 100%. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I think that's 100% why they decided to play that game in Germany.
So they actually on Bishop and Friends this week asked Ross Bjork, is there any chance that Ohio State would ever move a game? And he talked about, hey, we're playing 7 home games no matter what. So if we are going to be taking a game on the road or overseas, then that would be not at the expense of losing a home game for home fans, because we only have 7 or maybe sometimes 8 of these a year. We're not giving one of those up. But he did kind of leave the door open for, hey, we've seen the success of taking Notre Dame and playing a game out in Ireland. Maybe there's a possibility of Ohio State doing something like that at some point, but not at the expense of losing a home game in the shoe.
Exactly. Now, if Rutgers or fill in the blank, if they want to use one of their home games against Ohio State to take it to a foreign country, I'm all for it.
Where do you want to go? If you could pick any country for Ohio State to go on the road and play a game, give me the team they're playing and give me the country you want them to play in.
I like this. This should be one of the topics for your call-in show.
Oh,
I like this. I like this. Okay, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple because I've been to Europe once, but I didn't go to England. I'll keep it simple. I'll go to what I consider the motherland. I would do London, England against, I don't think the Michigan game should be there.
No, can't do that.
Against, how about Georgia?
Okay.
Something like that, like an SEC team, LSU, something like that.
I love that idea.
Well, they're going to be playing Georgia and Alabama coming up. So, yeah, let's do like an LSU or something like that.
Let me throw one at you.
Okay.
I just got goosebumps even thinking about this idea.
Ooh.
We go to Ireland, and Ohio State takes on Notre Dame.
But wouldn't it feel like Notre Dame was like the people of Ireland would then root for the Fighting Irish?
That's fine. Buckeye Nation would travel to Ireland and still take over that stadium. And I don't want it in Dublin. I want it somewhere else in Ireland. But I like the idea of Ohio State, Notre Dame in Ireland. Again, Ohio State's not giving up any home games, but how fun would that game be?
It'd be fun. I bet they wouldn't run out of food and beer. They do it right.
Definitely not beer.
Ireland, they're not running out of beer. They're not. They're definitely not in any circumstance. All right, Scott has some burning Ohio State season questions for me. That's coming up next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment, facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Aaron, I'm freaking out a little that you're giving away $500 in free repairs whenever someone buys a new water heater.
When people are faced with an unexpected expense, an unexpected gift helps restore balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
ECO. How many things can our plumbers do for $500 or less?
Tons of things.
Like what?
We can repair a toilet that's not working. We can replace a hose bib, install a utility sink or a vanity, run a water line to an appliance, replace a garbage disposal.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Replace a shutoff valve, fix an exposed water leak.
What's an exposed water leak?
It's one you can see. It's not inside a wall and it's not underground.
And we're going to do these sorts of things for free just because a person buys a water heater?
Yeah, for free.
Because we're restoring balance to the universe?
Balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Whoo, go to geteco.com.
My name is Andre Roberts, and I'm a defender for the Ohio State men's soccer team. When I was in 7th grade, I fractured my kneecap. That was my first experience with Orthopedic One. My physician came in the room and delivered the diagnosis, and with the confidence that he had, it reassured me that I would be okay. And they definitely did a good job of knowing as a soccer player when I needed confidence, when I needed to be pushed, and they got me right back to where I was before my injury. Orthopedic One understood what it means to be a soccer player.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks, toast, Skrilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch. Find the letters, make a match. Lettuce, gravy, game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's $30, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers. Tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Ohio State camp started up on Thursday. You and I both logged double-digit hours out there during camp time.
And
Thursday,
never ran into each other.
Friday, Saturday. I know. It's very weird. Very weird. I was kind of... I spent a lot of time under the tent eating breakfast sandwiches.
While I'm over there taking copious notes and working.
You're over there actually working. I'm just enjoying some breakfast sandwiches.
Now I see why we didn't run into each other. But seriously, I mean, there with that many people out there and that much going on, it's easy to see how we wouldn't run into each other. It is still surprising being out there for the entirety of practice all 3 days. And that was really cool. I think it's been years. When I first came on the beat, Scott, every practice was open. You could and Jim Tressel would do interviews right on the field afterward. I mean, the beat was a lot smaller. Now I think we have the largest beat in all of American sports, and I'm not joking. But it used to be like that, where practices were just open. This is the first time I can remember in years that I saw all 3 of the first practices of camp, and it wasn't just throwing us a bone where we're there for like 2 or 3 periods. We're there for the entirety of all 3 practices. So too bad we didn't run into each other while you were eating breakfast sandwiches. I definitely would have stolen a breakfast sandwich.
So there's a lot of things, a lot of different ways I want to take this. There's a few questions that I have for you since you were observing practice as I was eating breakfast sandwiches. So I want to get into your notebook of different things that you saw over the last couple of days. We'll do this maybe a couple times throughout the show today. But most important question, the thing that everybody wants to know, is the quarterback battle. And did you see any separation in the 3 days that we were out there, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, between Lincoln Kienholz and of course, so everybody thinks Julian Sain's the guy. Have you seen the separation now?
It's not noticeable. Certainly yesterday it was not. I thought Julian Sain, he had the more wow moments. I didn't see a lot of wow moments from Lincoln Kienholz, but I think Lincoln was probably more consistent than Julian yesterday. But I did think Julian looked a little bit better than Lincoln the first 2 days. But there's not a huge gap that I can tell. But Here's where I come down on this, though. I think it's as simple as this. I mean, Jeremiah Smith was very clear in that piece in The Athletic, when he was back home training in Miami and they did a story on it. He just flat out said, like, Julian Sand is the man, like flat out. And that echoed what a lot of the guys said at the combine. So, the old game knows game. Even Ryan Day even said that about Wilson. Now, it's interesting hearing Ryan Day talk about the quarterback battle last year in camp. He was like, yeah, it's kind of even between Will and Devin. Now he's and I would do the same thing if I was a coach. I don't blame him at all for doing this. But now he reflects on it. It's like, yeah, the locker room pretty much knew that Will was the guy. And when the locker room knows, the locker room knows. So the locker room knows now that Julian's the guy. So yeah, man, I haven't noticed a huge gap between them, but I'll be shocked if Julian doesn't trot out there as a starting quarterback against Texas in 4 weeks from yesterday.
Putting you on the spot here. So we're Eddie George days away then is what you're saying till the game, 27 days.
Nice.
But putting you on the spot, give me a percentage chance that Julian Sand is the starting quarterback for that Texas game.
99%.
99. Okay, and then let me do an over-under at
if
you.
everybody's healthy, you mean? Obviously, right?
Of course. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, I'll give Lincoln a 1%. I don't want to say 100%, but yeah, I'll go 99.
And then let me do a little over-under with you as far as what date do you think that he actually gets announced? Do you think? And I'm gonna put it at 2 weeks before the first game as the over-under. Do you think we'll hear an announcement on the starting quarterback before 2 weeks, or will this go within 2 weeks of the start of the season?
I'll go within 2 weeks.
Okay.
Not much more. I think the latest that he'll wait is Monday before the Texas game, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then I won't be surprised if he does it 2 weeks before the game, but like midweek or toward the end of the week. I'll have to look at the schedule like when we're meeting with him. It doesn't have to be a day where he's meeting with us, but I think it'll be close to that. That's a good over-under because I think it'll be close to then, but I'll say he'll wait just a little bit longer. And why tell Texas? Although Texas knows. They know.
So, and then I want to get more into Ohio State. Obviously, that was the story of the last 3 days, the camp. One of the things that I loved being out there, Dave, is hearing from a lot of the different coaches. And most importantly for me was hearing from Matt Patricia, right? And I got to tell you, I was a little bit surprised because, when Matt Patricia was hired, there was a lot of people like up and down about it, right? Like, okay, this guy was a massive failure as the head coach of the Lions, but he was he had massive success as a defensive coordinator with the Patriots. So where do you come down on this hire? And then you hear him speak over the last couple days, and it's impossible not to like what you hear out of Matt Patricia.
I was going to mention the same thing. Scotty, you nailed it. I mean, I love what I'm hearing from him. We got a chance to interview Matt Patricia after practice on Friday for a lengthy period of time. It was like 18 minutes. And, man, just everything about him I like. And we'll see. We'll see. But I think that, he took that year off, that sabbatical, that he calls it, and he just seems like a changed man. Obviously, his physical appearance has changed. He just seems very happy here, and I like what he's saying. Most importantly, if you're a Buckeye fan, I love what he's saying about how he's going to, the schematics of this defense and how he's going to use a Caleb Downs, how he's going to use an Arvell Reese and a Sonny Styles, and what he's going to do with the D-line. He's going to be very creative, and I don't think they're going to necessarily be the number one defense in the country in every meaningful category again after losing 8 starters, but this is going to be a really, really good defense. There was a period yesterday during this team, they weren't like tackling to the ground. At least they weren't supposed to be. There were a couple of times there were some big time collisions. The defense kind of dominated for a short stretch yesterday. Overall, I think the offense has had a good camp, but it's just been 3 days. And yeah, man, I love what you just said. We're Eddie George days away from the opener.
We're going to talk more Ohio State football throughout the show. However, we are going to pivot. And we are going to talk about a absolutely idiotic idea that's out there on putting a ban on prop bets in the state of Ohio. So stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. And we're going to get into it next on The Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit oda.org.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
All right, so we have this group text between Ryan Baker, yourself, and myself, and usually we're having fun in the text. It's all, we're talking about just different things, and then typically not bad things until Ryan Baker let you know that there's the possibility prop bets could be banned in Ohio. Mike DeWine thinks that Governor DeWine, not a big fan of the prop bets. And we're going to get into that. I do see where he's coming from because he's reacting to what happened with the Guardians. And we still don't know exactly what happened, but it sure looks like Clase and Ortiz probably were in this together. They're good friends from the same country, the Dominican Republic, and sounds like they might be banned from baseball. They're suspended for, what would you call it? Improprieties. And so I get what Governor DeWine's saying. We should just eliminate prop bets. Scotty Vegas does not subscribe to that theory.
It's a terrible solution. It is an absolute terrible solution. Okay, so here's the deal with it. So if you're going to do away with prop bets in the state of Ohio, what does that mean? That means people in the state of Ohio are going to go back to offshore gambling accounts where you can do prop bets, right? And then you're going back to a market that's not regulated, and it's not going to stop people, right? It's not going to, in one state, banning prop bets is not going to stop this from happening in Major League Baseball or sports across the board. I was against, and I think you were too, when they came out and said no more college prop bets. But I could get there, right? These guys, it's college sports. I could kind of get there. I understand. However, I still don't completely agree with that. I know there was a social media backlash of, okay, you didn't score the touchdown and I had you as a anytime touchdown scorer. Or years ago, E.J. Liddell And Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts, and it came out that he was getting threats after that game. Look, that's stupid and that's terrible. But let's hold the people that are doing stupid things accountable before we start coming up with these general ideas of let's get rid of prop bets altogether.
Yeah, it seems
it's
like
a mistake.
Seems like an overreaction to what is a very serious situation. I mean, now it's been reported yesterday that not only are Clase and Ortiz suspended, the Guardians clean their lockers out, and people are now speculating they could just be banned from baseball.
They should. They should be done.
Well, we don't know exactly what they did yet, but man, I haven't seen exactly any video evidence of Clase, but Ortiz, it's out there. It looks pretty bad. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say there was like a compromise. We're not going to get rid of prop bets, but we're going to eliminate certain things. Like in Major League Baseball, should you be able to bet on every pitch of every game? Like I can bet whether the second pitch of this inning is going to be a ball or a strike. Now, I don't know. I'll open the floor to you. Should that be something that we do?
Yes.
Okay.
We should be able to bet on whatever they want to put out there. I know what you're saying. Like, it's like, okay, well, now it's very easy for these guys to manipulate things like this. But here's the deal. If this gets caught, then you're done. That should be the ultimate thing that stops people from doing it is, okay, if you want to mess around and do this, then you are done with your sport, right? If you're going to mess around.
Leaving, like $20 million on the table if he gets suspended for life.
The other thing is, Dave, they are looking for this. They are looking for irregularities in sports betting, and they're finding it. And then they're investigating it. So if you're thinking that you're going to get away with this, you're not. Yeah, like it's remember that what was it, a college baseball manager,
the Alabama head baseball coach. And the bet was made at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati on a college baseball game, and he pulled his starting pitcher, right? His star pitcher. Yeah, and it was so obvious.
And you would think,
so obvious.
Okay, a guy placing a bet in Cincinnati about a college baseball game that Alabama's participating in, you think, okay, maybe you could kind of get away with it. No, when you're putting thousands of dollars on the line on something that is so obscure like that, then it's going to bring up the red flags, right? And so that's the issue with it. They're not getting away with it. And so if you set the ultimate punishment of, hey, if you get caught, and this is absolutely true that you did this and all that, you are done with your sport, that will stop people from doing it.
We don't know that they're getting everybody who's doing it.
Not everybody, but they're getting a lot of people.
They're getting it. Well, we don't know the percentage. What if the catcher would be on it? It looked like with Ortiz, the catcher had no idea. The catcher was like, what in the heck was that? What if the catcher was in on it and you'd have to be that ridiculous
or the umpire,
about it?
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. We know Donaghy happened in the NBA. That was years ago. We know it's happened with Jonte Porter and some other stuff in the NBA. It's hard for me to believe that they're catching everybody who is doing this. I'm going to continue this conversation next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, flexible payment plans. Act now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets.
Common Man and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino.
Mikey, it's time for the ultimate fan experience. You could win tickets to the big home team game.
Legal?
Oh, legal.
Oh, illegal.
Legal. Against a team that wears orange on August 30th.
It all goes down Thursday, August 28th from 6 to 7. All you have to do is use your Penn Play card or the Penn Play app during the month of August.
And you can win a bunch of other prizes as well. The more you play, the more opportunities you have to win.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, gambler.
Reds fans, Snoop Dogg is coming to Great American Ballpark on August 11th. Catch your Reds as they face off against the Phillies and hang out after the game for a live set from Snoop Dogg. Presented by Ohio Lottery and Network for Hope. Want to party in the pit with Snoop? Upgrade your access to a pit field pass. You don't want to miss this. For tickets and more information, visit reds.com/Snoop.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-for-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS-for-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Ready to ride the waves or hit the road for less? Refinance your boat or motorcycle loan with CME and let them try to beat your rate by 1.5% APR. Enjoy no payments for 90 days and rates as low as 6.25% APR. It's never been easier to lower your rate and free up cash. Make the smart move. Refinance with CME today. Terms and conditions apply. Minimum floor rate of 6.25% APR. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. To Hollywood casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
So let's catch people up. If you did not hear, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine called for a sports betting prop bet ban in the state of Ohio. And here's the exact quote. The harm to athletes and the integrity of the game is clear, and the benefits are not worth the harm. The prop betting experiment in this country has failed badly. I call on the Casino Control Commission to correct this problem and remove all prop bets from the Ohio marketplace. And look, I spent last segment saying why it's such a terrible idea, because what it does is it doesn't stop people from getting prop bets in. It sends people to doing their prop bets on offshore accounts, or it sends people back to Indiana, back to Michigan, back to Pennsylvania, everywhere else where you can do prop bets. So it's not a solution. For me, the solution is a couple different things. One, you hold the people accountable that are caught cheating. And then you also hold accountable the people that are idiots out there that make threats based on their betting losses. I think that's a really stupid thing that's happening as well. Like we talked about how years ago, it came out that people threatened E.J. Liddell after Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts. And that was obviously some sports bettors that were disappointed first round of the NCAA tournament, and it was a loss. So look, to me, it's not the solution. Now, let's get in a little bit deeper into prop betting, because you talked about this last segment, Dave, where you can bet on just about anything in live betting. We'll take this back to baseball, where you can bet, is the next pitch going to be a strike? Is the next pitch going to be a ball? Is there going to be a run scored in this inning? Is there not? Is this player going to have over under half a hit in this game? There's all kinds of things that you can bet on. You can bet on it pitch by pitch. I want to ask you your betting preferences. Do you ever do prop bets that are that specific where you are doing, okay, whether it's a ball or a strike or things like that? How deep do you get in your prop betting?
I never do will the first pitch of the inning be a ball or strike, anything like that, which is probably why I don't have a big problem with they did away with that. But no, and that might be the best solution. Like I said, getting rid of all prop bets is not the solution for everything you laid out there. I mean, like you are, it's just going to send bettors elsewhere, like you said. But no, I never do. Like for baseball, I bet like mostly it's money line. But sometimes I have like home run, this guy to hit a home run, or no home run in the first inning for either team. Or if you're getting really good odds, like no home run at all through the entire game for this team, or whatever it might be. But no, I never go pitch by pitch. I never do those super micro bets?
I do.
Okay.
And I think that the betting industry is heading to the micro betting. Like, I really do. I think that's kind of the push. Rather than waiting 3.5 hours to figure out, okay, did my team win the football game? Did my bet come through? People want that instant gratification, right? Of, okay, well, is this prop going to hit? And that might take 1 minute. I'll give you an example. I do a lot of tennis betting. And one of the things that I like to do is, will this guy win or gal win this next service game? Will there be a break of serve? It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to get an answer, and it's a fun bet to make. And I've done it for years and years and years. Another bet that I make that's a prop bet, that if Ohio did away with this, it would be a big problem for me because I love it, is in golf, you can do, are these guys going to be finishing in the top 5, top 10, top 20? That is considered a prop bet that would be banned if prop bets are banned across the board.
Yeah, they're not going to do away with all prop bets.
I
know that's what he's saying.
That is what they're saying.
But
yes.
I know that's what he's saying. Again, don't you think he's just overreacting to what's just happened with the Guardians?
Of course I do.
Yeah, so I think once time, and his advisors, I think, including Jim Tressel, right, his lieutenant governor, will probably say, hey, we get it, but like what you're saying, they'll probably say to him, hey, governor, okay, we hear what you're saying, but you're just going to send people to neighboring states. You're going to send people to offshore accounts. We're not going to get rid of prop bets just because of Ohio.
Yeah.
So I just can't imagine a scenario where they just completely get rid of all prop bets. I feel like the governor's overreacting. His heart's in the right place. I get it. Because it was shocking to see if it was just Luis Ortiz for the Guardians, and he was like a lone wolf, it's like, okay. But now with Clase, and it sounds like this was connected. These guys are tight. I mean,
if these guys are banned from baseball, Dave, don't you look across the board and say, okay, there was no like two chances and you're out. This was, you were caught, it was proven, you're done with the sport. Don't you think that's going to deter any athletes in the future from attempting something like this? I mean, I think it would for me, right? It's like it's not like, okay, first offense, I'm getting a 10-game suspension, then it's a 50, and then it's a 1 year. No, this is, you do it and you're done.
Yeah, PEDs you can almost understand. Like if you don't get caught, all of a sudden you get it. Like look at Profar for the Braves. He was caught with PEDs, but not until he had his breakout year last year with the Padres.
Sure.
Then he gets a 3-year guaranteed contract with the Braves and only had to miss 80 games. You almost can understand it with PEDs because the penalty isn't stiff enough. But you're right, especially a guy like Clase who's making he's going to be leaving like over $20 million on the table if he gets suspended for life. For this, unless your family was getting blackmailed, I just don't understand why you would risk it. And you're right. That would be a great deterrent to everybody else in Major League Baseball. Everybody knows what happened with Pete Rose. And now with this being fresh, if these guys are banned for life, yes, I think that would definitely get the message across to all of the players. But I'm always going to wonder, man. I'm always going to wonder if there's people out there, just throwing games. And here's the thing about the prop bets. If you're a pitcher, you almost could say, well, it's one pitch, it's one ball, big deal. I'm not throwing the game. I'm still going to try and win the game. It's just this one pitch. You almost could convince yourself of that. So I can see them getting rid of those types of things, those types of prop bets.
And we're talking about two major league big time players here versus, like, I remember a couple years ago, back in the day, you could actually go back and you could do prop bets on college players and their over-under rushing yards totals. And we're not talking about players that were getting paid. And even if they had an NIL deal, maybe it was a very small. I remember looking at Chip Trainum's over-under rushing yards for a game, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my gosh, if he ever... and this is a guy who wasn't getting paid, doesn't have an NIL deal. If there's the opportunity for him to make money, I can kind of see it a little bit more in the college game. And so I can kind of get there with the prop betting ban on college athletes. I just can't do it on the guys that are getting paid.
Hey, Scotty, over the last 6 weeks, has cashed 2 massive bets due to a strategy that he's come up with. He's going to tell you that strategy next on The Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Save big money on your next staining project right now at Menards. Pittsburgh's ultra advanced semi-transparent exterior stain and sealant in one can be applied to damp wood. allowing you to clean the surface and stain in one day. Save big on Ultra Advanced Exterior Stain and Sealant. Plus, don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step? Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that from all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. Call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels. It's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
All right, we're going to move on from Scotty trying to get Governor DeWine impeached and move on to other things. Like Scotty making a lot of money. A lot of money. And you have a strategy. So you've cashed 2 big bets. You can tell the people how much if you want. 2 very large bets in the last 6 weeks or so using the same strategy. I don't even know this strategy. I wish you would have told me ahead of time about the strategy. What is the strategy?
So, again, golf betting is, to me, where the money is at, right? That is where I have been successful at bringing home big-time wins. And you're right, Dave. The last 6 weeks, I've had 2, we'll put it 5-figure betting wins. And what the deal is I have been parlaying guys in the golf tournament to be in the top 20 of the tournament. So I will put together 8 to 10 guys, and I usually do this on Saturday afternoon heading into the final round. So It's not like I'm sitting there on Thursday like, oh, I hope these 8 guys will all finish in the top 20, because to be honest with you, you have basically no shot at doing that. But on Saturday afternoon, you can kind of see where guys are going to be heading into the final round, and you can put together a big old parlay. I did it last week where it was 10 different guys, and they all finished inside the top 20. And so the bet ended up paying about 100 to 1, and it was a big-time one, and it came down to the last guy needing to hit a 4-foot putt on 18.
Were you watching this live?
I was watching it live.
That was a stupid question by me. Of course you were.
I was pacing around the living room. I was so nervous. I went outside. I went for a walk, all that good stuff. And he ended up making the 4-footer, and the bet came through. But it is parlaying guys to finish top 20 of these golf tournaments. And that's why I am so worried about these prop bets going away, because there are things that you can find out there. It's very rare in sports betting where you can find a true edge if you're doing a parlay on betting like actual sides, actual winners, actual futures, because they are so well handicapped. It's hard to find the edge. However, you can find edges when you can get the prop bets that you like and put them together. So I did one for today. I did it last night, and it's an 8-way parlay, and it's all guys that are currently in the top 20 of the tournament. And I just want them to have days that are good days. Nobody blows up. They all stay in the top 20. Then we're going to add another third 5-digit total out there.
So Governor DeWine, I know you're an avid listener. Let's keep prop bets. We want to keep money in Scotty's pocket, all right? But I was going to ask you, so you took the question right out of my mouth. Like, how many, do you take anybody from outside the top 20? Let me ask you this. What would be the person with the worst odds? Do you ever go and plus money, or is it everybody is in? Okay.
I usually like to do 6 or 7 guys that are near locks, right? That are probably in the top 10 already. And then I like to do a guy or two that is like a shot out of the top 20.
Okay.
And then you get plus money on that. So like, for instance, today, a Webb Simpson. He is one shot out of the top 20, and he is plus 150 to finish in the top 20. You put a Webb Simpson with a guy like Ben Griffin, who's also one shot back, who's also plus money to be top 20. You parlay those 2 guys with 5 or 6 guys that are already in the top 20. You can get absolutely massive odds. Now, I will tell you, not all sports betting apps let you do this. Some do, some don't. And you got to kind of find the right guys. And look, you're going to lose some, right? You're still putting together big time parlays. But if you're willing to do 5 or 6 or 7 of these, you can hit for massive amounts of money.
You keep doing this, they're going to take them off the board.
It's coming soon.
You're going to ruin it for everybody. Like we almost ruined the college football parlay, where you can just bet on 9 teams to make the college football playoff. I think we went a little overboard last year. I almost had a huge one where it was an 8-leg. If Alabama would have made it,
that's right,
I would have nailed a huge one. Now, a lot of sites have taken that off the board this year.
Honestly, almost all sites.
Yeah, we can't say the one that does because they're not a sponsor of our show.
Right.
So we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is talk some more Ohio State football. That's up next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby, reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit oda.org.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
I love my public school. My teachers are awesome. And everyone who works here makes sure I have what I need to learn and be my best. My classmates and I need your support too. Please stand with the Ohio Education Association to ask for the fully funded public schools every kid deserves.
Ohio's public schools are the heart of our communities. They're safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive.
Because in Ohio, public education matters.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. All right, more Ohio State football talk. Buckeyes have 3 practices in the books, and all 3 practices were open to the media, and a lot of fans were out there, and The Fan 97.1 was out there as well for all 3 days. Hopefully Edric Houston's okay. I'm hearing, and Ryan Day basically said it's not a serious injury, but man, you see a non-contact injury on the first day of camp, and you're like, oh boy. I've seen this time and time again. I think if you don't know for sure, there have been times guys have, it's more serious than what they think, but typically you get carted off if it's something that's super serious. He had to be helped off. But I don't think it's serious, and that's huge because they don't have much depth at DT. Maybe some guys are stepping up like Tywone Malone and Will Smith Jr. We'll get into that. But I want to talk about like a little highlight from yesterday that I just absolutely loved. So there was a play. They weren't supposed to be tackling to the ground. Things get heated out there. Guys are bumping into each other. Guys are going to be falling to the ground, even if it's not technically a tackle. For example, Caden McDonald burst through the line on a rushing play right when he's now Sam Dixon, not Sam Williams Dixon. Sam Dixon got the ball. McDonald didn't really tackle him, Scotty. They just ran into each other, and that just flattened Sam Dixon. You don't want to run into big Caden McDonald. He's about they list him at 330. I think he's probably about 340, but he moves well. You can tell he loves football, which I think is super important. He loves football. By the way, Davis and Igbinosun and Caleb Downs just talk throughout practice. I love it. They just talk throughout practice, and I absolutely love it. So here's what happened yesterday. They're not supposed to be tackling to the ground, so they swing a pass out. Julian swings a pass out to Max Clare, the tight end who transferred in from Purdue. 6'4", 240, not a small dude. Turns it upfield, but Arvell Reese was right there. He was going up for the ball initially, but Clare caught it. And then instead of, Reese like just backing off, he kind of just naturally did what he did and just swung Clare to the ground hard. He like ragdolled him. I don't even think he was trying to like even do it. That Arvell's just a beast, right? He's going to have a big year, Scotty. So he just ragdolls him, and then Clare got mad because you're not supposed to be tackling, and he didn't just go to the ground. He went to the ground hard, and it wasn't like an accident. So he gets up, he's yelling at Reese, barking at him, and then Reese kind of turns around like, really? Do you really? Because Arvell's a pretty cool cat. He's like, really? Do you want some of this? And then Caden McDonald then comes in, and he's chirping to Clare, and Clare's they're getting in each other's face, and it looked like something was about to go down, which unless Clare is an MMA fighter, and I just didn't know it, would not have been good for Max Clare. And he's a big boy at 6'4", 240, but Caden McDonald, hello, and Arvell Reese wouldn't have been good for Clare. So then, I'm writing this in my notes, and then the first team gets off, the second team, third team are out there, so the first teamers are all on opposite sides of the field, offense, defense. I look up, I see Caden McDonald walking slowly across the field toward the offense with his helmet off, and I'm like, oh. Then I look, oh my God, he's going right towards Max Clare. It's about to go down. I'm like, oh geez, look at this. He goes over, shakes Max Clare's hand. They gave each other a little bro hug, and it was all good. I loved everything about that.
Yeah.
I love seeing Arvell Reese out there be a beast. Claire getting mad. We would have gotten mad. You're not supposed to tackle me. What are you doing? And then Caden McDonald getting in his face and almost starting a fight, and then going over there after a couple of minutes and, shaking hands. I thought that was a really cool moment of practice yesterday.
It really sounds a little bit like you and me after a bad segment. Right, we go out in the hallway and there's a little, hey, you were terrible that segment. You know, you stuttered, you talked over what I was going to say, all this stuff. You were awful. And it looks like we're going to fight in the hallway, and then it ends up in a bro hug. So, no, you're right, absolutely. And the other thing being out there throughout the week, I will not. The tone after Edric Houston seemed like it was going to be a potentially serious injury at a position where Buckeye fans are already a little bit worried about depth. And for him to come back the next day and be out there and be okay, I'll tell you. So throughout the shows on the Fan during the week, Ryan Day on Thursday did an interview on both Morning Juice and on Tyvis and T-Bone and Tyvis, and then did practice, and then afterward did an interview on Bishop and Friends. And you could kind of tell there was a little bit of, after the practice was over, there was a little bit of like hesitancy about that injury, right? And everybody saw it and everybody was a little bit worried about it. And it kind of brought the mood down. And then the next day to see Houston come out and the word comes out that, it probably wasn't as serious of an injury as it potentially looked like. That kind of was the elevator on day 2 of camp. And to me, that's the biggest story of the start of camp. Keep everyone healthy.
Fans were freaking out, and I understood.
Yes.
First day of camp. We've been talking all offseason. What's the one position that can't have injuries with the starters? Defensive tackle. First day of camp. Edric Houston goes down with what looked like a serious injury, but now we're hearing it's not serious. That's great news. We have more great news. We have the second hour of the show coming up next. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. We're going to talk Ohio State football. We're going to do the Parlay Party. We're going to do this or that. Stick around for the second hour. This is On the Money.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
I'm Adam Latek. Training camp wrapped up for the Buckeyes yesterday. Perhaps the best news out of day 3 is related to Edric Houston. After injuring his knee on day 1 of camp, he looks to be moving well with a brace on. We're now less than 4 weeks away from the season opener against Texas. The Reds were set to make history yesterday in the much-anticipated MLB Speedway Classic, but Mother Nature had other plans. After a delay of more than 2 hours, the Reds took a quick 1-0 lead before play was suspended in the bottom of the first. That game will continue this afternoon with coverage beginning at 12:55 on ESPN Columbus, 1460 AM, 97.1 HD2. In Cleveland last night, the Guardians eked out a 5-4 victory over the decimated Minnesota Twins. Daniel Schneemann and Jose Ramirez both went yard, while top prospect CJ Kayfus made his major league debut and got his first major league RBI. That series concludes this afternoon with first pitch at 1:40. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
Scotty's kids don't ask how his day was. They ask if all his bets won. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. What a play.
Welcome back to On the Money, 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle. I'm joined by Scott Prokop. We, of course, like to call him Scotty Vegas. Got a full house backfield in our producer's room out there. Adam and Nate at the controls. Love having you guys with us. We're going to talk a lot of Ohio State football. We're going to do some this or that. But right about now, it's time for the Parlay Party. Hit it, gents. All right, the Parlay Party is where we celebrate anything we want to celebrate. Could be a nice 5-figure parlay that Scotty hit.
Yes.
Could be this weather that we've been having. Could be Ohio State football kicking off. Could be anything at all. Scotty Vegas, what are you celebrating today?
I'm celebrating the fact that we are Eddie George days away from Ohio State, Texas.
Let's go.
Woo! I got goosebumps just thinking about how we're starting this season this year, and I can't wait for it. 27 days. I know there's been so much talk about, okay, college football, is there incentives for these teams to continue these big-time non-conference matchups when it just kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for them to make the college football playoff? The answer is yes. As college football fans, all our eyeballs are going to the big matchups. And I love the fact that Ohio State, Texas is going to start the season. And we are 27 Eddie George days away from that. You mentioned it. It's the golf betting for me lately. That's what I'm celebrating. I have been absolutely obsessed with betting these top 20 finishes on in professional golf. I have hit a couple big 5-figure wins over the last couple weeks. It's been fantastic. And I got to tell you, last night, there was a concert in our area, and Ryan Baker was going, and he's like, hey, do you want to stop by? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to stop by, but to be honest with you, I really got to figure out these golf bets. Well, these golf bets ended up taking an hour and a half or so, and I'm like, oops, I forgot to get back to Ryan about going to this concert. So I saw him in the parking lot, and I said, sorry, golf betting kind of took over my life last night, but...
That's probably the least surprising thing that Ryan Baker's ever heard in his life.
But I'll catch you. Sometimes I'd make up an excuse, like, I fell asleep, or, something else, but no, it was golf betting.
Honesty is the best policy.
Got locked in.
Yes.
Yeah. Golf betting. I don't need to lie.
Usually it is, right?
And then the other thing, guys, this weather over the last few days and for OSU camp has been absolutely perfect. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're always worried that those camp days are going to be like 90, 95 degrees and miserable. This weather has been spectacular. And the grass, my grass is so green, and it's never been green in early August like it is. So I don't love the fact that I feel like I have to mow the grass every other day, but I love the fact that we've had this incredible weather. Dave, what are you celebrating on this Sunday?
Yeah, I'm leading off with the weather, too. I mean, I've covered Ohio State football for many years. I don't remember the start of camp it being anywhere near this nice. It's usually upper 80s and humid, even low 90s. I'll have to go, if it's an outdoor practice, I'll have to go find some shade at one point. It was unbelievable. Yesterday, it was like in the mid-60s. It was a little chilly. I absolutely love it. I love the weather we're having. I don't think we should get too used to it, but hopefully the unseasonable cool weather continues. I'm celebrating, even though last night was a disaster, The good news is I get to watch Reds baseball today because they were going to have the day off. The one good thing Major League Baseball did here, they said just in case there's a rain out, we should have an off day for the Reds and Braves the next day. That's the one thing they got right. They didn't get anything else right. It's just, I feel bad for the people that went. It is a little funny. Not funny. That's probably the wrong, it's very odd they ran out of food and beer after just like 2.5 hours or whatever. But also, just like you said, man, I think it's so cool that Ohio State and Texas are kicking off the season against each other. So I'm celebrating that as well. And we're just 27 days away. Gents, what are you guys celebrating?
Well, as a big Cleveland Guardians fan, I am certainly celebrating the fact that one of our top prospects, C.J. Kayfus, made his Major League debut yesterday, drove in his first Major League RBI. Loved watching him down in Columbus this season when he's been healthy enough, so that's exciting. And the big thing we're celebrating at our house is that back on the 10th of July, we brought in a new kitten, a little orange and white baby named Anyang, which would be exciting anyway. But the real exciting part is that none of the 3 adult cats have killed her yet, and one of them even seems to like playing with her. Oh. I'm floored and I'm thrilled. So I am celebrating that's for sure.
Nice. And I am celebrating. Last night I got me and a bunch of buddies together to watch the SummerSlam, and I won our $200 pool, correctly predicting the entire show. Yeah. Because I am very intelligent about fake things.
I love it. Way to go. Way to go.
Love wins on the money.
Exactly. That's a big time win right there.
Hey, Dave, I wanted to ask you.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about this Reds-Braves game and the debacle that it's been. Right. And you said, a lot of people traveling down for it. And again, what they were trying to do is and they did have the most fans ever at a Major League Baseball game. We got 4 outs in before we got rained out yesterday. And we kind of were talking about kind of the gimmicky things in sports that people come up with. And I talked about the carrier that Ohio State and Marquette tried to play on, and the floor was too wet, so that didn't happen, and it was kind of a flop. And but there are successful ones, as well, like we talked about with the Blue Jackets in the Winter Classic.
That was awesome.
And how much fun that game was. Have you ever traveled for a sporting event and then it ended up being a flop, one way or the other, whether it was you traveled to it and the team lost or didn't perform well enough, or you traveled to it and maybe there was a disappointment or something like that? Was there ever a time in sports where you traveled and you're like, man, I really regret making that trip?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of, I'm probably going to leave something out. I do remember something from, and I'm glad they changed this rule. I remember being a kid, maybe I was a teenager at the time. I'm going to a Reds game, and the Reds got a big lead. This was down, they might have called it Synergy Field by then, down at Riverfront Stadium. I think it was still Riverfront at the time. And Reds led something like 4-0 or something going into the 4th inning or something like that, or 5th inning. The game was called, right? So they didn't play 5 innings. So instead of them picking up right where they left off, which is what they do now in baseball, they just acted like the game never happened. And I never understood, why wouldn't you just pick up where it left off? But they finally rectified that. I can't think of a good example. The first thing that came to mind was covering an Ohio State bowl game where it gets embarrassing, like the 31-0 game. It's always Glendale, too. It's always Glendale, because it was Urban Meyer beating the Buckeyes in the 06 national championship game. But I can't think of something like that. Like people getting stuck in traffic for 3 hours going to Kentucky Speedway the one time for a NASCAR race, or whatever happened, yesterday was a complete disaster for these people. And a lot of people, I'm sure, are like, well, just stick around for another day. No big deal. Okay. Not all these people can just say, I'm not going to go to work on Monday. And there was no hotel rooms available unless you went 100 miles away, because you're kind of out in the sticks. It is kind of cool that Bristol, Tennessee and Bristol, Virginia are the same town right on the border. So downtown, they have this little marker there. This is the Tennessee side. This is the Virginia side. That's pretty cool.
So let me give you a traveling story. So, and I believe it was 2016, Ohio State lost to Clemson in the semifinal game that you were referencing. They got killed. They lost 31-0, right?
Right.
And so I was actually planning on going to the national championship game that year. If Ohio State had won, they would have gone to the championship game. And so I actually did the whole, booked the flight, got a hotel, all that stuff, because we have family down in Florida, and the national championship was going to be in Florida. And so I ended up spending some money, making this trip happen, and we ended up going down to Florida anyway. Obviously not going to watch Alabama-Clemson in the national championship game.
Right.
But we had spent the money on, okay, we're going to go. So we ended up just going to Florida anyway. But that was kind of one of the traveling flops that I had where, yeah, we traveled to the same city where the national championship game was. However, the team I wanted to watch play in that was not there.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I mean, it's like a lot of the big games I can think of are, it's a work trip for me.
That's true. So
I don't go to too many, I don't follow the Bengals around because I'm so busy during football season. We do a show on Sundays. I'm probably leaving something out, but I can't think of anything. The only thing that's coming to mind is that Reds game that got stolen from the Reds many, many years ago.
So let's update now the college football betting lines. Obviously, we said we are less than 4 weeks away from Ohio State, Texas playing each other, 27 days. Now, Ohio State and Texas are still the co-favorites in the ESPN Bet app to win the national championship. Here are your updated odds, as it is really tight amongst the top 4 teams. Ohio State's plus 550 to win it all. Texas is plus 550 to win it all. Penn State right behind them now at 6-1. Then you have Georgia 8-1, Clemson 9-1, and then you got teams like Alabama and Notre Dame 11-1, Oregon 12-1. So, Dave, it's wild to me that you have 8 teams entering this college football season at less than 13-1. That's how bunched this is. And I had people at the camp this week come up to me and ask, hey, what's the bet on Ohio State this year? Are you taking them to win the national championship like you did last year? And to be honest with you, at plus 550, I don't think there's fantastic value. And the reason why I come up with that is because I feel like there are 8 teams that legitimately have a shot to win it all this year. However, there are still bets out there that I like on Ohio State. And looking at it, like Ohio State 2-1 to win the Big Ten Conference, and Penn State is plus 225. You have the regular season win total for Ohio State, and that is right now it's over under 10.5 wins at plus 115. That's where I'm at, Dave. I like the over 10.5 wins plus 115. The fact that you're getting plus money and Ohio State can still lose one game, I like that.
I like that too, because I think there's a better chance they'll be 11-1 than 10-2. I think it's probably going to be one of those two. I don't see them going undefeated. This is a tough schedule, and with this is a young team, but I think they're going to be really good. But it's a tough schedule. I think they're going to drop one. It can't be the last game of the regular season, though. No. Right? They're going to win that one in Ann Arbor. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't think they're going to go 9-3. So I think it's either going to be 11-1 or 10-2, and I think 11-1 is where I put my money. So I like that bet. I also like this or that. That's coming up next on the money.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. So bad.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
At CME, many of our team members are certified financial counselors, trained to help you budget smarter, tackle debt, and build a plan for your financial goals. They offer free confidential support exclusively for CME members with real-world guidance. Whether you're starting from scratch or need a plan for a specific financial journey, our counselors are here to help. No judgment, just support. Let's move forward together. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details.
Jerry, I've made a decision.
Aaron, are you giving away free services again?
Well, yeah. How did you know?
I haven't been able to quit thinking about your AC piggy bank.
Get Eco.
ECO. We work to extend the life of their old air conditioner and then give back all the money we were paid to do it.
Up to $1,500.
When they need to buy a new system.
Jerry, I'm getting ready to do something like that again.
Get Eco.
ECO. When we replace a water heater, I'm instructing all the Eco plumbers to give our customers up to $500 in free repairs before they leave the house.
$500 in free services that same day?
There's lots and lots and lots of things our plumbers can do for $500 or less.
And Eco is going to do these things for free when people buy a water heater?
Yeah, whatever they want for free.
That same day?
Same day.
Get Eco.
ECO. Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
Common Man and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino.
Mikey, it's time for the ultimate fan experience. You could win tickets to the big home team game.
Legal?
Oh, legal.
Why illegal?
Legal. Against a team that wears orange on August 30th.
It all goes down Thursday, August 28th from 6 to 7. All you have to do is use your Penn Play card or the Penn Play app during the month of August.
And you can win a bunch of other prizes as well. The more you play, the more opportunities you have to win.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambler.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready-for-college for complete terms.
The Fan is the official station of summertime. Sipping on a lemonade, the smell of fresh-cut grass in the air, and Common Man playing fart noises on the radio.
Was that a fart?
Ah, summer. The Fan, Ohio's summer destination.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large big gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large big gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast for today. A high around 81 under mostly sunny skies. Winds out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, more sunshine in the forecast with highs in the lower to middle 80s. We'll see winds out of the east at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then as we continue through the week, highs will stay in the mid-80s. We will also see the chance for a couple showers and storms during the week, but otherwise a better chance of showers and storms will arrive here for next weekend with highs into the upper 80s. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Dave Biddle was caught trying to bet on office ping pong matchups. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. What a play.
I always get excited for just about every this or that. However, this might be the most excited I've been to do a this or that because it is all Buckeye version, because Ohio State kind of took our little idea, our little this or that, and has used it for their own little segment that they're doing on social media. So we are going to kind of steal some of the questions that they are asking. So let's go ahead and hit it. This or that.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come.
Yes, this was the Ohio State Athletics official Twitter page, and I don't mind that they stole our idea for they're even calling it this or that, right? I don't mind that they stole our idea because we're going to steal some of the things that they came up with after they stole our idea. This was Will Smith.
Stealing.
Will Smith Jr. was the one being interviewed and asked these questions, this or that. First one was sneakers or slides. What are you getting with? Sneakers or slides?
I'm going sneakers.
Sneakers.
Slides. I wear flip-flops all the time. Slides for sure.
Sneakers.
Will, I'm going to say also what Will said. Will was a slides guy as well. All right, next one. Game night or movie night? What are you getting with?
Oh, gosh. Love both. I think I get more excited about game night because it's a little bit more rare than movie night. So let me go game night.
Game night.
I'd be more into TV versus music night, but maybe I'll pick movie night.
I can do a game night any night of the week. Movies are very rare for me these days, so give me game night.
Yeah.
TV or what was one you just said?
TV or music night.
TV or music night. I like that. I'm going to go with music. I love music. I mean, I not that I hate watching TV, unless TV night means like I'm watching football the entire time. No.
I think we're talking like scripted TV or something.
Yeah, I definitely music. I love music.
Are we talking like we're in the living room karaokeing, or are we talking about like you're just sitting there?
Are we going to a concert on this night?
Question. So I think for me, we're talking about a night at home. Because you're at a concert, everything. I think we're talking about a night you're going to listen to music, you're going to watch some TV, a quiet night.
Okay, so I will say that I do love when friends come over, we generally have a little karaoke. We throw it up on the TV.
Yes.
In the entire living room, we're screaming and singing and having a good time. So I'm going to go with karaoke music night.
If you're doing it at home, that absolutely works.
Give me the music night.
Depends on my mood, but I have 4,000 LP records at my house. I'm picking a music night.
Love it.
Before we move on.
Yes.
I want to know each one of yours karaoke song. All right, you do one song because I will tell you mine. We do it every time. It's Wonderwall. I do Wonderwall. Okay. That's my kind of go-to. What's your karaoke go-to?
Party in the USA, Miley Cyrus.
With Aaron Kraft.
It is, seriously, it is a hit. Yeah, that's where I got the idea, was when Aaron Kraft, Sullinger,
I remember
and Diebler.
Oh, Diebler.
They couldn't sing a lick. And it's hilarious. Did you do any song that's like a teeny bopper song and you're a grown man? It goes over well. Or people think you're an idiot, one of the two.
Yes. I've had different phases, and I've kind of got the two extremes of the pop into my head. Natalie Merchant, Wonder, or Smashing Pumpkins, Bullet with Butterfly Wings.
I like a pretty mean Buddy Holly with from Weezer.
We might need to hear that later.
There you go. I do remember my friends and I, we came home from the bars late one night in college, and it was Acoustic Plush by Stone Temple Pilots.
That's another one I'm really good at.
We sang our butts off to that. We still talk about it to this day. Like, we were like, we should have recorded that. We probably think we sounded better than what we really did.
And now we'll never know.
Now we'll never know. All right, next one. I love this one, too. Action movie or sports documentary? What are you getting with? Generally speaking, obviously.
So it's actually relatively rare that I watch a sports documentary. Like, it's got to be really, really something I'm interested in that I don't know much about. So I'm going to go action movie over sports documentary.
Definitely sports documentary for me. Like, there's been things I didn't even think I'd be interested in, and ended up being just unbelievably good. Like, oh my gosh. Actually, I knew the two Escobars I was interested in that. You know, the Pablo Escobar, and then the other the other Escobar, I can't remember his first name. He was the one that was on the Colombian soccer team that had an own goal in the World Cup, and then got into it. You know, some people were talking crap to him, and when he went back home, and they ended up assassinating him or murdering him, I guess you should just say. But that was fantastic. So I'm getting with sports documentaries.
I would just like to clarify, you mean the documentary was fantastic, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just clearing that up there.
Yes.
All
I didn't think
right.
that needed to be cleared up.
Well, it was ambiguity, you know. I'm not really into either particularly, but I don't really like any action movies, and there have been some really great 30 for 30s that I've seen, so I'm going to go sports docs.
I'll take the action movie. I really only get into a sports doc if it's like a sports scandal. If it's just like, here's the history of the 1979 Reds. I don't care.
TV or tablet? What are you getting with?
Definitely TV. In fact, I lost my tablet a couple years ago and never replaced it. So yeah, I'm TV.
TV for me for sure. I don't even have a tablet. I have a laptop. I have even have a desktop computer. I don't have it. Everybody else in my house has a tablet, but TV for me.
TV. My laptop turns into a half-ass tablet. That's the closest I've got.
I've never had a tablet in my life. Give me the TV.
I keep forgetting to say what Will Smith said. So for game night or movie night, he picked game night. TV or tablet, he picked TV. Action movie or sports documentary, Will Smith Jr. picked sports documentary. The next one. Now we have to pretend we're a football player here. I know. We're suspending a lot of logic here, my friends. All right. You getting with an ice bath or a hot tub?
So I don't think I've ever done an ice bath. I don't even like a somewhat cold shower. So I'm going to go, obviously, the hot tub.
Yeah, the only time I like a somewhat cold shower is if it's been like super hot out and I was doing like mowing the grass
I don't
or something.
even like that.
Then I like it to be at least like, I usually like a hot shower, but if I've been really hot, I don't mind a little lukewarm shower. But yeah, give me the hot tub for sure.
Word for word what you said, Scotty. Cold sounds unpleasant. Hot.
Cold is bad. Give me the hot tub.
All right,
we are
next
obviously
one.
not football players.
Yes.
Though.
Also, sorry,
Yes.
what did Will say?
He said ice bath.
Oh. We
Now-
are not football players.
While we were at camp, our broadcast location was right next to where they do the ice baths. And literally they had about 20 of them set up. And so once the football players were done, they go and they sit in there for 5-10 minutes. And after they get out of there, they're walking back into the Woody. And it seemed like they loved it. So I've never done it. Maybe after the show, I should try it
We
sometime.
should do it sometime. We did our smelling salts.
We have a really
The
intense,
very strenuous physical show you guys.
Yes. Oh, man.
we
We're
have
going to
a
need
really intense
need the
episode
ice
of
bath.
On the Money, maybe
Yeah.
live from the casino or something.
Right.
And then we set up an ice bath and we get right into the ice bath
I like it. We did the smelling salts once. We should do the
with
ice
the
bath.
headsets on.
Yeah, and I will say, if you can ever go over to an Ohio State practice and watch the players, and you're right, when they get out, they feel refreshed because obviously your body gets used to it. I would highly recommend watching these guys get into the ice bath initially. These big, tough, strong guys, like just absolute gladiators. They get into that ice bath. They look like little kids. They're like, oh god, they kind of slinky their way in. I'm like, and then it's all good. All right, next one. You guys getting with video games or board games?
So I'm still playing old school video games.
Yes, you are.
The reason we did a home run derby with Ken Griffey Jr. baseball on the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Because I'm still back in the old school days. So yeah, I would still say I prefer a video game.
Video games for me, but I like both. And by the way, Will Smith actually picked board games, going a little old school for the youngster. Yeah.
I'm not a huge video game guy, but give me some good Mario Party, Mario Kart, something Mario any day.
I game all the time, and as much as I love video games, there's nothing quite like getting a group of buddies together for one physical board game night.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, Nate, because, again, we have had some vicious fights in our family over Monopoly.
I was just about to say Monopoly will do that.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I know we got to take a break here in a second, but I will tell you that I didn't talk to my sister for months. And she didn't talk to me for months over a Monopoly trade that was made that I thought was not a very good trade.
One of you guys almost had to go to jail and not collect $200.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I'm telling you, we're going to do some more of this or that next on The Money.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
1-800-GOT-JUNK does 2 things differently.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
So the donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
Your neighbors are happy, and the planet is healthy.
What's number 2?
We have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest junk removal service.
And that's good for your neighbors, and for the planet.
And for you, because we can come the day you call us.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Scotty Vegas has his own cot in the casino. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. What a play.
Welcome back to On the Money. We're going to get to more of this or that in just a moment. But I don't want to bury the lead here. Scotty mentioned that Monopoly and his family is so serious, it nearly ended the relationship between him and his sister. They didn't talk for months after an incident in Monopoly that involved a trade that was deemed unfair by my friend Scotty Vegas. I need to know what this trade was.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Obviously, when you've advanced in Monopoly and you're kind of getting to the later of the part of the game, you're trying to work these deals. And so it was kind of like all right, we're going to trade the block of oranges for the block of yellows. And she wanted more because I was giving her, or she was going to be getting 2 properties and I was going to be getting 1. And so she wanted the money difference. And I'm like, no, I mean, you're getting a block of orange and a block of yellow. There's no reason to include money in it.
This is already funny.
And it was already like a 45-minute discussion. No, I'm not giving you more money for this block. And so it ended up with the board being flipped over and all the pieces going everywhere. And then,
Let me guess, you were the board flipper.
I was the board flipper.
I was guessing if we're putting money on it, I was thinking probably not your sister.
I was the board flipper.
All right, a couple more of this or that.
Can I ask before we move on?
Yeah.
Regular Monopoly or one of the, fancy Monopolies?
Oh, don't screw around with the fancy Monopolies. It's got to be the old school Monopoly.
Old school.
Fair enough.
That's right. That's right. All right, just a few more here. These are the ones that we stole from Ohio State's Athletics official Twitter page because they stole our this or that idea, so we're stealing their this or that's. That's how that works. They didn't really steal our idea. All right, next one. Again, this you don't have to be a football player for this one. Even a Will Smith Jr. was asked this question. We can just say as fans what we prefer. When Ohio State does a throwback uniform, if you had to pick between all scarlet or all gray, what are you getting with?
I like the all gray.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't like the all scarlet at all.
I don't either.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The all gray is more noticeably different than what we see all the time. All gray.
I like the all gray. The all scarlet is just weird looking.
Yeah.
How about this, though?
Unanimous. Drink.
If we're doing this or that, are you guys okay with 1 or 2 games of alternate uniforms? Or do you want just, look, the season is short, you just want the traditional uniform all the time?
I'm okay with once, maybe twice a year, but not for the Michigan game. I hated when they did that for the Michigan game. You had a game and it turned out great, the result, the walk-off game with Curtis Samuel, and JT Barrett got the first down, by the way. But it was weird. We had a game with Ohio State and Michigan in Ohio Stadium. One team on the field had helmet stickers and one didn't. Michigan was the team with helmet stickers. Ohio State's helmet, I don't even know what they were doing. It didn't look like an Ohio State uniform at all. Don't do that for the Michigan game. You have a classic uniform, stick with it. But once or twice a year, I'm down with it.
I'm with you, and I agree with you leave it to the traditional uniforms for Michigan. Maybe do it against Penn State or something like that. You can do it for a big game, just not the Ohio State-Michigan game. Traditional uniforms. And Ryan and I have talked about this. At some point,
Ryan Day and you have talked about this?
Ryan Baker and I have talked about this, where let's go colored uniforms and versus colored uniforms. Let's have Ohio State in the scarlet, and let's see Michigan in their colors. USC and UCLA do this.
Yeah.
Why can Ohio State and Michigan not do this?
All right. Man, good thing you brought mimosas in today. Jeez, I'm going to be drunk before the show's over. We're not really drinking, in case the bosses are listening, as far as you know. All right, we have to have a food one mixed in here. All right, pancakes or waffles? What are you getting with?
I actually don't like either. I'm not a pancake or a waffle guy. I know. I'm very weird. Hey, jeez. This is intense.
Wow.
But I don't like either. If I had to have one, give me like blueberry pancakes. But I don't like either.
And you also hate Natalie Merchant, you were saying? Wow. No, he didn't say that. Who can hate Natalie Merchant?
Right?
She's awesome. Natalie Merchant's awesome.
I agree.
Give me some chocolate chip pancakes, by the way.
Chocolate chip pancakes.
I'm going with waffles, and that's what Will Smith Jr. went with. He also went with, I think he went with gray uniforms. I'd have to go back and look at that. But yeah, Will Smith Jr. went with waffles, and I liked his reasoning. You can manage the syrup better.
That's true.
Neither
you get the nooks and the crannies, man.
I get it.
The nooks and the crannies.
That said, if I am at Waffle House, I am not ordering a pancake. That's for damn sure.
That's smart. You're not a pancake house.
Okay, thank you. And if I'm at IHOP, I'm not ordering a waffle.
There you go.
All right.
I love that.
Let's say you are at a breakfast joint. I'm not saying Waffle House. Okay. I'm just saying anywhere good for a nice brunch or breakfast. What is your breakfast order? A1 breakfast order. For me, it's omelet. I'm a big omelet guy. Give me the omelet.
Yeah, I'm an omelet. I'll even get some bacon, even if it's in the omelet. I want some bacon on the side, too.
If I'm going out for breakfast, I'm intentionally overeating. I'm getting sausage patties, overcooked hash browns, eggs, and pancakes.
I need an omelet, a side of bacon, and some hash browns.
The overcooked, the well done hash browns, that is key. Or
Absolutely.
Or if you get the home fries, especially, because they're a little thicker. If they come out like not like well done, it's like, come on, it ruins everything that's good about it. All right, last one. This was asked to a player, but we can just say as fans or as media, what do we prefer for Ohio State games? Do you guys prefer a day game, or are you getting with night games? Let's take the Texas game off the table. I think we all agree that should be a night game. One of many reasons, it's probably going to be 95 degrees and humid that day, and there's going to be people passing out in the stands. But that's just one of many reasons. Let's take that off the table. Day game or night game, what do you generally prefer, Scotty?
So if I could pick one time for a Buckeye game to be, it would be 3:30. So you get a little bit of this, and you get a little bit of that.
You notice I didn't include that. That is the sweet spot. And it used to be that's when all the big games were.
And then you get into the night as we get further into fall.
Yes,
at 5, 6 o'clock, it's getting dark. But you started in the light at 3:30. That is the ultimate time to start.
1 versus 2, Ohio State in 06.
That's right.
That's the best example. And that's the one time they started at 3:30, and it felt like it was.
It felt epic.
It was, and it was basically a night game in the second half. I am. Other than Texas and stuff like that,
you're a nooner.
Selfishly, I like the day games because I don't get done working at like 3 a.m. then, and then have to turn around and do the show at 9 a.m. the next day. So selfishly, I would say day games.
Day games. Spend the afternoon doing it. It's a way to spend the afternoon. Day games.
Selfishly, much like Dave Biddle, I want the night games because that way my day doesn't start at 5 a.m.
Oh yeah,
that's a good point.
All right, that's it for our this or that segment. So I want to get into the college football playoff expansion and some of the ideas that are out there. Obviously, the Big Ten is in lockstep here. They obviously had a meeting before Big Ten Media Days. Let's all get on the same page here because every coach had the same talking points. They all gave a shout out to Tony Petitti. They all said we're the best conference. They all said we need 4 automatic bids. And Tony Petitti he led off. He said all of those things, and every coach parroted those same things. So they were all on the same page. The unified Big Ten. Now, the question is, if it goes to 16, do we like that the Big Ten would get 4 automatic bids? Do we think that that's stupid? Does it even matter from Ohio State's perspective? I'll lead off if you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
Because I'll be quick. I don't think it matters from Ohio State's perspective. If you're Iowa or you're Wisconsin or teams like that, you should love the idea of an automatic qualifier because you could just sneak into college football playoff when you don't deserve it. I don't think it matters either way for Ohio State what they do. If they go to 16 teams, dude, they could be 9-3. They're getting in every year, So I don't think it matters to Ohio State. So that's where I'm at.
So I agree with you and your perspective on Ohio State. It won't matter one way or the other. It doesn't affect the Buckeyes at all because whether we go to 12 or 16 teams, Ohio State's going to make the college football playoff just about every single year. If you go to 16, they're making it every single year. And here's the idea. So Ross Bjork talked a little bit about this. This is what the Big Ten wants to do. They want 4 automatic qualifiers, but what they want to do is they want to create a play-in weekend. And you're like, okay, what the heck does that mean? A play-in weekend. So here's what you would do. You would have the first place team in the Big Ten play the second place team in the Big Ten, just like your normal Big Ten conference championship game. Okay, great. They're already doing that. Number 1, number 2 would get automatic qualifiers into the college football playoff. Done. Makes sense. Well, here's where it gets interesting. They would have the third place team in the Big Ten play the sixth place team in the Big Ten.
Which would have been Iowa last year, by the way.
And they would have the fourth place team in the Big Ten play the fifth place team. Now, the winners of those games would get automatic bids into the playoff. So what it does is it creates more television opportunities. So instead of just having 1 versus 2 on conference championship weekend, you would have 3, 6, and 4, 5 playing. So what does it do? It creates more games, more excitement, more access for teams. And that's why I'm for it. Like you and I have talked about this over the last several years, and I get why there are people that are so anti-expansion of the playoffs. We were at 4 teams. Oh, 4 is enough. We don't need to go to 12. Well, guess what? The first year of the 12-team playoff was awesome. If they didn't have it, Ohio State wouldn't be national champions, and it ended up being a home run. And so for me, going to 16, adding more teams, adding more games, adding more relevant football in the month of November and December, I'm all for it.
Yeah, if I'm a TV exec, I'd be all for it. If I was the Big Ten commissioner, I can understand being all for it. As me personally, I'm not for it. I think it's ridiculous, and it makes the Big Ten look bad that you're going to have like a 8-5 Iowa team get in who was 6th place in your conference. They lost to Iowa State, but they're going to be in the CFP. It doesn't make any sense to me other than just trying to chase the money. And yeah, you and I are in agreement. More football is usually a good thing, but you can't take it too far. You can't take it too far, in my opinion. I think, man, having the edge. It just makes the Big Ten look bad. It makes it look like they're afraid that they're not going to get 4 teams in. It's like, dude, you got 4 teams in when there was only 12 teams last year. You're going to get 4 teams in when it's 16. You might even get 5 teams in. I don't like the automatic bids at all. I don't like the play-in games.
I agree that they would get 4 teams in anyway under the 16 format. This is a made-for-TV type thing. Now, let me go back to last year's standings, the Big Ten standings. This is what championship weekend would have looked like. You would have had Oregon and Penn State, like we already saw. That would have been your 1-2 matchup. Your number 3 team was actually Indiana. Ohio State, believe it or not, was 4th in the Big Ten.
Would have played Illinois.
So they would have played Illinois, and Ohio State would have played Iowa. Michigan would have been out.
I think Ohio State would have played Illinois, right? And wouldn't Indiana play Iowa? Wasn't Iowa 6th?
So it ended up being Oregon 1st, Penn State 2, Indiana 3, Ohio State 4, and then Illinois and Iowa were both 6 and 3, so they were tied.
Oh, so I think Iowa. I think Illinois would have won the tiebreaker. I think because I remember somebody in The Athletic read a whole story about how ridiculous it would be for 6th place
play
Iowa.
Each other. They didn't play. So Illinois and Iowa didn't play. So
maybe because Illinois was ranked. That's probably what it was.
Whatever the tiebreaker would have come down to.
That must have been it because Iowa lost to Iowa State. Now, Iowa State was good last year, but Iowa still lost to Iowa State. That's the thing, man. I mean, like, do we think the 6th place team, I know Petiti tried to say, hey, a 6-3 record in the Big Ten, that's a great record. And 8-4 in every other sport. That winning percentage is getting you in. Yeah, we know you came from Major League Baseball. Yes, that winning percentage would get you in the playoffs in Major League Baseball. This is college football, Tony. This is not Major League Baseball. He's taken these ideas from MLB and the NBA. I think the play-in games are stupid in the NBA. You don't.
It's made for TV excitement.
And I like the NBA. I never watched the play-in games. and like 16 teams isn't enough. Half the teams making the playoffs is enough. Now you have to have 20 teams make the playoffs.
More games to bet on, Dave. More games on championship weekend to bet on.
I don't like it. Again, if you're just looking at it from that perspective, more football is good. Okay. More betting is good. Okay. More money for the Big Ten. I just think it looks ridiculous that you'd have 6th place Iowa in the CFP if they were able to upset Indiana, which wouldn't even be that crazy. Indiana, I'm sure, would have beat them because Indiana, I know everybody's like, oh, Indiana didn't deserve to get in. I don't know, man. I mean, they won 11 games. Their 2 losses were to the national champs on the road, which actually was a close game at halftime. It was 14-7 Ohio State. And their other loss was to the eventual national runners-up in Notre Dame. That was a hell of a great season by Indiana.
I do think I'm in the minority, but I like the idea. I like the idea of the play-in, the automatic qualifiers, and a big reason why I like it is because of I do not like the idea of the selection committee. Like, if you're taking some of the responsibility of the selection committee out, I like that because I hate, and this is the only sport, I know college basketball is like this too, where you have a selection committee that seeds the teams and puts them in the NCAA tournament. I wish it would be, the committee would have less power on what teams get in and the seeding process. I wish there was more of this is how you get into this tournament. And I think this is a way to do it.
We got to take a break, but I do want to ask you next where you come down on, the non-conference games wouldn't matter then, really. Let's say Ohio State, because if you're going with, if there's automatic qualifiers in the Big Ten, really only your conference standings would matter.
True.
You could bleep the bed in non-conference, and it wouldn't hurt you in that scenario. I don't like that because I love, one of the great things about college football, even now that we have an expanded playoff, is the regular season matters more in college football than any other American sport. Now, English Premier League has they don't even have playoffs, so the regular season definitely matters the most in that. But for American sports, college football is unique in that. So I want to ask you about that next on The Money.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a Hittrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
Bring home more of what you love with every trip to Meijer. Enjoy locally grown yellow peaches for just $1.49 a pound. Buy one, get one 50% off fresh from Meijer boneless, skinless chicken breasts, drumsticks, thighs, tenderloins, or wings. Buy 2, get 1 free on select varieties of Coca-Cola or Pepsi 12-pack cans, plus deposit where applicable. And California red seedless grapes are only $1.99 a pound. We're always working hard to make the good life a good deal better at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Road trip!
This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome,
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
D. Biddle's favorite kind of psychology is reverse psychology. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sportsbook of ESPN. What a play.
We're getting very close to NFL fantasy football draft time. Woo! Yes, sir. I will tell you that I don't think I'm going to do a fantasy football league this year.
You should do it.
I'm probably sticking it out because, to be honest with you, it's a lot of work for not enough payoff.
This is a great promotion you're doing for this contest, Scott.
However, all the wonderful people out there that do fantasy football leagues, there is no better place to do your draft at than Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Aren't you the promotions director?
And we're going to throw a party while you are doing your fantasy draft. We are actually going to invite you out to the casino, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, on August 24th. Right after our show, we are going to head over to the casino, and we're throwing a little party. You have your draft there. They have all kinds of kits. Like, there's nothing better than doing a draft and doing it live with all your buddies.
Definitely.
So invite all your buddies out to the casino.
Which is why you should do fantasy football this year.
And you know what? You're kind of talking me back in.
Good.
Maybe I will do a league.
Yes.
And maybe I will do it on the 24th at Hollywood Casino.
There you go.
So,
now, we have a keeper league that we're doing our auction later that evening on the 24th, and we need one guy because a guy dropped out the last minute.
Oh, you want me?
Yeah, because he was the guy, he didn't like the team he had coming back. So he's like, I'm out this year. And we're like, dude, that's just because you have a terrible team. You're supposed to then find your replacement, which he's not doing. So you need to join our keeper league.
Okay, I might
take
do
over
that.
his terrible team.
Here's the difference for me. If I am doing a fantasy football league. I want the draft to be live and in person.
It is the best part.
I love the draft where you get your buddies together and you're hanging out and you're making picks and you can laugh at other people's picks. You can make fun of them. We got to the point in our league where it was just everything was online, and it's like there's no communication. It's like, okay, we did the draft. It was online. Nobody talked to each other, and boom, it's done. I want to hang out and do the draft together. So that's why we're doing this draft party on the 24th. You can sign up for it at Hollywood Casino's website, HollywoodColumbus.com. And it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to offer dining credits and a draft kit and all that stuff. So get your buddies together and let's get signed up for that. And Dave, you and I are going to be there and having a good time with that.
And again, guys, that's Sunday the 24th. Sunday the 24th. If you're a fantasy football guy or gal, get in. It's a great event. Remember, we did it a few years ago when I was out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of vendors out there. So Sunday, August 24th. And I did promise that I was going to ask you about this, Scotty, switching back to our previous discussion about should the Big Ten have automatic qualifiers? I don't think they're going to get it regardless, but that's what they want. They're going to get 4. They want 4 automatic qualifiers. I don't think the SEC wants to do that, and I don't think anybody else does, so I don't think the Big Ten's going to get its way. But let's say they do. Let's look at what happened last year. You could have a scenario. Well, this one didn't happen last year. Let me give you a scenario. I know this is an extreme example. If you have 4 automatic qualifiers in the Big Ten, you could have a situation where a team, again, I know this is an extreme example, a team loses all 3 of its non-conference games, right? Then goes 6-3 in the Big Ten regular season. So they're sitting there at 6-6. They're in 6th place in the Big Ten, though. They're sitting there at 6-6. They win that play-in game. A 7-6 team from the Big Ten then makes the college football playoff. Again, Scotty, I know that wouldn't happen. But it's an extreme example, but would you be okay with that?
Here's what you're describing to me. You're describing to me a team that's getting hot at the right moment. That's playing their way in and deserves a shot. That's what you're telling me.
So you're not one of these guys that's like college. One of the many things that makes college football special is game 1 means as much as game 12. Well, unless you're Ohio. Well, this year.
I know.
Game 12 still means more for Ohio State. But you know what I mean, though? Every game is supposed to count in the regular season.
But it doesn't.
You would just take away the non-conference schedule, period.
Here's a better way to look at it from my perspective. If the Big Ten got their way on the schedule, an Alabama team that lost to Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and Michigan's backups would have been in the playoffs last year.
And earned their way in. Guess what? College basketball does a conference tournament at the end of the year, right? And the winner of the conference tournament gets into the NCAA tournament. Do we all complain about that? No, we don't.
Because Big Ten was the last one to do that.
It creates excitement at the end of the year. It creates one of the best weeks in sports, which is championship week. So I'm all in for that. I'm also all in for the call-in show. We'll take opinions. 614-821-9710.
That's right.
Wait
Give
to
the boys a call. Ryan Baker and Scotty Vegas have you covered with the call-in show. Again, 614-821-9710. This has been On the Money.
One, two, three. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Cash, moolah, greenback, toast, Skrilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch. Find the lettuce, make a match. Lettuce, gravy, game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's $30, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Coming
Sean Manning Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino.
Mikey, it's time for the ultimate fan experience. You could win tickets to the big home team game.
Legal?
Oh, legal.
Why illegal?
Legal. Against a team that wears orange on August 30th.
It all goes down Thursday, August 28th from 6 to 7. All you have to do is use your Penn Play card or the Penn Play app during the month of August.
And you can win a bunch of other prizes as well. The more you play, the more opportunities you have to win.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambler.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Dropping just 25 pounds with Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. Now, I'm not Bryson, a mad scientist, but that sounds good. It's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards every swing. But from personal experience, lose 75 pounds like me, and it's next level distance. Way better consistency, energy, and mood, especially on the back nine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180 degree weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill, hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large big gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large big gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway.